Welcome to a special edition of the Bridge Club. Next month, the Winn Feline Foundation is going to host a very special symposium on feline infectious peritonitis. And with us tonight to talk a little bit about this are Winn Feline Foundation Executive Director Julie Legrid. Wave, Julie. This is the Bridge Club after all. Past President Dr. Glenn Ola and board member Steve Dale.
Oh, this is too early. Never mind. I won't do it again.
It's never too early to turn on the Bridge Club. No, that's okay. So we are really excited to have all of you here tonight, and is our tradition with the Bridge Club. We always start every conversation with a toast. So Julie, would you like to kick off with our toast?
Sure. Got my wine and Bridge Club glass real handy.
All right.
So here's to bringing people
I'm
together.
still at work. I'm sorry.
Okay. Here's to bringing people together from around the globe to talk about
Not yet.
doing FIP and winning.
All right.
Cheers.
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 So to that point, Julie, FIP continues to be such a challenge. I mean, it has been an issue for as long as I've been in the veterinary profession, and that's been more than a couple of years. So it's really cool, I think, that you're bringing together all these expert researchers together at UC Davis next month to talk about FIP and what advances have been made. So I'd love to know a little bit more about why you think, Glenn, why you really think FIP continues to be such a confounding problem.
Well, it's a confounding problem because of difficulty of diagnosis and compounding that, that there was actually no treatment and basically a death sentence for a cat. And unfortunately, the cats that usually wind up with FIP are young, healthy cats. So that can be very sad, just to start their little cat lives and all of a sudden they have a lethal disease and there is no treatment. But what I can tell you is, let's say in the last 5 years or so, things have started to change, and that's sort of what then the reason we decided to put on this symposium at UC Davis is because so much changes have happened in the last 5 years that this needs to be presented to the cat owners, the veterinary community. And my thought was also to come up with a bit of a consensus on what we can do now that we have so much more information and things available to us regarding diagnostics, and possibly in the very, very near future, if not already now, treatments. And at least to have these experts give us a consensus on what we can do for these kitties, so it's not a death sentence anymore. So
it sounds like there's a lot of promising information coming
coming
out. So that will be fantastic news to report out while we're at the conference. So you brought up a really good point, though, and Steve, maybe you can touch a little bit upon the fact that the tragedy it is for that owner who has chosen to bring a cat into their home, a kitten into their home, and then suddenly there's no choice. So I'd love to hear your perspective on, the importance of finding solutions.
So this symposium, the FIP symposium at UC Davis, isn't only for those who are veterinary professionals who incidentally can get CE by attending this. It is race certified and certified by UC Davis. But it's also for cat breeders, fanciers, and it's also for people who just love cats. Because here's what happens. Oftentimes, someone gets a kitten because their other cat passed away, and now they're told this big belly or this kitty that just isn't doing well has this disease they may never have heard of. One of the things we'll talk about, though, and that's heartbreaking, but one of the things that we'll talk about is why FIP seems to be occurring more often today than, say, 10 years ago. We're going to talk about new drugs that are available, but should you be purchasing these counterfeit drugs because they're not yet approved in America, but they're available online through China? Do they work? Do they not work? And if so, well, is it the right thing to do to purchase these drugs? So there are lots of topics that, say, 5 years ago weren't even topics. Is FIP vaccinatable? Is it possible that Winn Feline Foundation one day support funding? And the other thing, we've got experts from all over the world coming in for this thing. No one said no. Everyone wants to be there. We're going to kick it off with Dr. Niels Peterson, a legendary veterinarian, feline veterinarian, who is responsible for so much of what we know about all infectious disease in cats. He said he is not going to completely retire until he figures FIP out. And
Wow.
now he says he's ready to completely retire. So that's a good sign for us, as I said, and for kittens. And as I said, Dr. Peterson is going to kick off this whole thing, but then there will be panel discussions, one after another, geared at a variety of people, which, as I said, include veterinary professionals, but also cat fanciers who are interested in breeding. We'll be talking about shelter medicine, incidentally, as well as information that, well, if you love cats and you're a cat owner, I think you'll be, no, I'm wrong. I know you'll be interested.
This is so much more broad than I even realized that it was going to be. So it's going to be really fun to be there to help cover and give exposure for all this big news.
You're going to be there. Thank you.
Yeah, well, maybe there will be some really big news then, right?
There will be, not maybe. I know.
That's to be fun. I love the fact too that it is something that is available to breeders and cat owners as well too, to help again spread the word. And that issue that you brought up, Steve, about the importance of counterfeit drugs too, because you think about people who are desperate to find a solution, and we all know that there's the feline hotline where people put information out that may not be the best possible. So if we can send them back to the veterinarians that really do know best possible treatment, I mean, there's just huge value in that. That's going to be really exciting. So Julie, tell us a little bit about the symposium, where it's happening, how people can find out more about it. Anything else you think that people need to know whose interest has been piqued by this?
Yeah, and I think Steve did a good job of outlaying everything that's going on, because we do have a huge number of speakers that are just experts on the topic, and bringing them all together at UC Davis, November 16th and 17th. So coming up really fast.
Yeah.
But it's a 2-day event, more geared for the first day for veterinary professionals, second day for the feline,
Enthusiasts.
cat lovers and everything that, but basically both days are for both. You will get something out of both days if you attend both days. So we're excited about it. For more information, for exact speakers and topics, and should say too that this is roundtable discussion. So it's not your typical speaker lineup. It is these experts talking in a group, and getting feedback from the crowd and answering questions too. So it's kind of a unique opportunity for pretty much all day, both days is like this. But they can go to our website, winnfelinefoundation.org. That's with 2 N's in Winn. And we hope that everybody can join us. We're excited.
Like a really phenomenal couple of days. And I'm really excited that the Bridge Club is going to be there. Thank you for having us so that we can make sure we get some great interviews with some of the people presenting, find out the perspectives of those who are in the audience, and maybe collectively really get the word out on all the great news that's coming on FIP. So
and we're aware that not everyone can go to California to UC Davis to attend this in person. So we can have you attend virtually. So all of that information is available at winnfelinefoundation.org. But that is another way to attend, actually just sit in front of your computer, drink some of this stuff, and watch all of these experts interact with one another, some meeting for the first time ever. So this will be fascinating, and I will say that no group of such experts has ever been brought together in animal health to discuss FIP specifically, to the extent we've hosted the other FIP symposiums. And we've had 2 or 3 wonderful, amazing speakers there, but nothing like this. This is going to be really incredible.
I love the fact that people can come virtually, so you can reach out to the broader audience. I love the fact that it's experts from all over the world talking about something that has been such a difficult problem to treat. Love the fact that we can get the entire feline loving audience together to do this. So it's going to be very interesting. I'd like to say it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun as well, but a very informative weekend. So November 16th and 17th at UC Davis, Winn Feline Foundation, WINN, to find out more information. So this has been great. Thank you for taking a few minutes to talk with us about this, guys. It's really fun to get the words out through your mouth and not just us making it up as we go along. So a lot of value here. And we always wrap up our Bridge Club conversations with a toast. So I'm thinking, Steve, why don't you send us off into the evening? And
I am honored to do that. So this event is what I'm going to toast, and also the Winn Feline Foundation. Because if you go back, and Dr. Ola has talked about this previously, if you go back 10 years in time, people on our board of directors, our scientific advisory group, if we had told them, or if we had appeared at AFP and said, we're going to cure FIP, this would end up in my face. They would think, the guy's out of his mind.
Yep.
Right now we are using,
Years.
for a long time. Right now we are using the C word. Incidentally, I do mean cure, because these cats are more than a year out, many of them. It's quite incredible. And this is only the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. So we are more than a little bit excited about this, because we're talking about saving a whole lot of kittens.
amazing, amazing, amazing. That is indeed a toast.
So to all of us and all of those investigators who helped make it happen over the years.
Cheers.
And to cats.
Cheers, Steve.
Cheers to cats.